Welcome to Dong Nai Radio and Television Station today. Here are the news. After multiple floods and epidemics all over the country, the market price situation is more volatile than in previous years. Currently in traditional markets, wood prices tend to rise when shopping demand increases. Some items volatile in price are pork, face masks, antiseptic hand sanitizers, rice, and some necessities. According to surveys at some traditional markets in Bien Hoa City, rice had increased from 1,000 to 3,000 Vietnam dong per kilogram on average after the period of floods and rains. At the end of the year, the highest price fluctuation is predicted at fruit, but many small traders still prioritize to sell fruit at stable prices depending on the type of fruit and purchasing power. In addition to price stabilization, supermarkets also offer many special programs. Management boards of markets also mobilize people to prioritize to buy and use Vietnamese products, and to be wary of the market of fake and poor quality goods by the end of the year. After a period of continuous decline, Vietnam's tuna export to the U.S. had risen again. Specifically, the tuna export value of Vietnam to the U.S. in August and September increased by 5.2% and 1.6% respectively. According to the Association of Seafood Exporters and Producers, by the end of September, Vietnam exports of fresh, frozen, and dry tuna to this market decreased by nearly 39% over the same period last year. Meanwhile, the exports of processed and canned tuna increased by nearly 29%. This increase has raised the total value of Vietnam's processed and canned tuna exports to the U.S. from 36.8% to 55%. The COVID-19 pandemic has affected workers in almost all industries. The service sector was affected the most by the COVID-19 pandemic, with 68.9% of its workers affected, followed by industry sector, construction, agriculture, forestry, and fisheries. The workforce increased after witnessing a record deep decline in the second quarter of 2020 but has yet to recover to the level of the same period last year. Totally, in the first 9 months of 2020, rural workers and female workers are still the groups most significantly affected by the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, as the labor force of the two groups decreases 3.2% and 2.3% respectively in comparison to the same period last year. The working age unemployment rate in urban areas fell compared to previous quarter, but remained at the highest level compared to the same periods in the years 2011-2020. Entering the third quarter of 2020, national socioeconomic activities are gradually restored. In his first speech, after being announced by the U.S. media as the winner of the U.S. presidential election, Joe Biden said he would appoint an advising group of top scientists and experts to help implement the COVID-19 reaction plan of the Biden-Harris coalition. Mr. Biden announced that based upon scientific basis, this plan will be implemented from January 20 and declared that he won't give up any efforts to address this pandemic. Mr. Biden's anti-COVID-19 task force is expected to include the COVID-19 advisors of the Biden-Harris partnership in the past several months. Yesterday, Bolivian President-elect Luis Arce was officially sworn in at a ceremony taking place at the National Assembly headquarters, marking the return to power of the Movement for Socialism Party, MAS, 1 year right after former President Evo Morales was forced to resign and went into exile. The inauguration ceremony of the Bolivian president was attended by the King of Spain, the President of Argentina, Colombia, and Paraguay, and many senior officials representing countries in the region and around the world. Speaking after his inauguration, the new President Arce announced a new phase of Bolivian history has begun, and this would be a government for the benefits of all peoples. He also pledged to correct what was not appropriate and deepen the national achievements, as well as rebuild the united country. In the election taking place nearly a month ago, Mr. Arce, who supported the leftist way, has won 55.1% of the vote. Here's the end of the news report. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.